I wrote in my notes just a couple question marks. Like I was just kind of like it was just bizarre. The pacing and the tone was just kind of weird. Like I don't know. So I guess confusion.
I saw it with my dad and my little sister in the movie theater, and it's perhaps the most iconic movie theater experience I've ever experienced. Because my dad had to leave 30 minutes before the movie ended due to the extreme subject matter in the film. If you know, you know.
I will say the first time I saw it, I didn't enjoy it as much as the second because I was kind of in shock. Like every choice they could have possibly made wrong, they did. There's nothing else like it.
This movie is kind of made with serious intentions. I was looking at the genres it's listed as, and it's just horror. It's not comedy, it's not satire, it's just horror.
I stumbled upon a review that pretty accurately labeled it a B movie, and I just missed the B movie nature when I was watching it because I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I went into this with no preconceptions, none. Another reason why the B movie aspect is elusive is because it's an A-list cast. And for me, that begs the question, is a B movie that doesn't feel like a B movie, is that still a B movie? Is it a good film? Does it achieve its goals? The initial reaction is like, what was that? What reaction was I supposed to have?
I love this movie, but I do wonder what they were like. I don't know what was going through people's minds when they were making it. It was definitely advertised as kind of like a complex horror movie, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I watched it the first time only in March, and then yesterday again, and it's just really fun, and I laughed so much and had such a good time, but it's definitely not scary.
What were they thinking? What do you guys think?
Octavia Spencer's an executive producer on the movie, which I found really fascinating because I cannot for the life of me think about what they were thinking. It engages with class and race a tiny little bit, but it's mostly just trying to be scary and knowing it's not, so also trying to be funny, and both sort of cancel each other out in a wonderful, bizarre way.
I don't know if it's really an A-list cast just because, Octavia is an A-lister, but it seems more like one of those things where you think of this movie Edward Norton did last year, where it was just kind of him, his own pet project. Maybe that's what it was for Octavia Spencer. Diana Silvers is, has broken out a little bit, but Octavia Spencer has an Oscar.
One really weird detail I just wanted to point out about the end when she paints his face white. That is a symbol in Get Out. At the very beginning of Get Out, when Daniel Kaluuya he's shaving, and you just see him with the white shaving cream all over his face. Very small but weird connection between these two movies, which are on complete opposite sides of the horror spectrum.
An interesting point, even if they could have taken that further or pulled that thread through the rest of the film, because I recall that the moment of the dialogue in that moment is, there's only room for one of us. And it's this idea, not only that there's that in this small town America there is a pervasive racist culture, but also that race is or can be performative, and that there's something inherent to that small town American racial experience of sort of wearing masks.
I think 30 minutes ago, I thought the fact that Ma attempted to engage with all of these things, horror, comedy, race, class, gender, was funny because it failed. It fails, I think, in so many ways. But I think when you do choose to engage with something as sensitive and important as race in America, you gotta take it seriously. And I don't think Ma does.
Where does Ma fall in the canon of horror movies from this decade, or just generally in culture? Where do you guys think we're gonna be with this movie a few years from now?
I know I'll never forget it. I think in the same way I'll never forget The Room.
It's definitely on the surface pretty standard Blumhouse trash horror fare, but far more fun than the average of that category.
I definitely place it like akin to like a Nicolas Cage movie right now, like the stuff that he just churns out, because he's a skilled actor, but he's just doing this like trash.
I was wondering about author's intent, and you can never really confirm it, but like, you know, starting out in the beginning, oh, moving to a small town, I hope you make new friends. Like, is it trying to be like this kind of, is it like paying homage to like the Evil Dead, like Amityville horror type thing, or is it just doing it? Like, is it just trying to, I don't know. I guess I'm just wondering how to deal with like appreciating it for what it is and the face value of it, or just what I'm inferring about the filmmakers.